What is up, guys? Welcome to Backseat Fundamentals. A lot of you probably don't know what this is unless you know me personally, and you know I've been attempting to make this podcast for the past year and a half. Anyway, Backseat Fundamentals is basically just a way for me to get my comedy out there. I have a lot of stories I really want to get out into the world, and I'm really hoping this takes off very well. Anyway, as this is the first episode, I figured I might as well start from the beginning. Obviously, I'm not talking about straight from birth. I'm talking about as far back as I can remember. And as far back as I can remember is 4th grade. So, in this episode, I'm going to be telling you how I tried to get an iPhone 3 for $100 in 4th grade. So, I went to school with this kid named John. Let's just say John basically followed his older brother Nick's footsteps, as Nick was a bully and he basically bullied his way into any successful position he may have ever had. So John one day walks in and he says, "Hey everybody, I have an iPhone 3 with no SIM card. I'll give it to you for $100." 4-year-old me, 4th grade me, I don't know why I said 4-year-old. I was 4 years old when I was in 4th grade. Anyway, 4th grade me knew that my mom had just come into contact with $100 for her birthday, and as resourceful as I was, I said, I'll steal it. She'll never know. And that's exactly what I did. Next day comes, John walks in. I'm like, "John, look what I got." And I show him crisp $100 bill. He gives me the iPhone. And at the time, I had no idea the value of a SIM card on an iPhone. So I go, and I'm completely clueless, trying to start this thing up. And of course, it's not starting up because it doesn't have a SIM card. And I'm like, I just got scammed at the tender age of like 10. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, why isn't this working? And I get home, and of course, I hear my mom. She's yelling. I get home. I chuck this iPhone into our backyard, and she looks at me. She is like, "Where is my $100?" And I look right back at her, and in the most robotic $100, and I think she backhanded me across the face, in response to that. And yeah, to the backyard. I don't even know where I throw this thing, so I'm searching my backyard for the next like 15 minutes. We find the iPhone. I'm like, "Here it is." I'm like, "Here's your $100. She's like, "Where did you get this?" And I'm like, "I traded it." She's like, "For what?" I'm like, "Your $100. So we go to this kid's house. I knew where John lived because I was technically friends with him. So we go. His older brother opens up the door. He sees me. I wave. My stepdad that accompanied me to the door did not wave. And I see John. John peeks in the doorway, sees me, runs away. Cops got involved. It was great. Great first impressions on his family. I never actually knew what came of this situation. I just knew I was never really trusted with money again in my house, which is probably a good thing because I am a huge spender. This was a really short first story. So I'm going to give you guys another one since I am 3 minutes and 30 seconds into my recording. So this happened, I'm a junior in high school currently. This happened my freshman year. I'm big into drama, or at least I want to be big into drama. I don't get cast very often. But, I started getting rides with a kid named Josh, and that's basically where I based this title off of Backseat Fundamentals, because I sit in the backseat of his car. And a lot of my funny stories originate from the backseat of his car, so I take a lot from that. I'm going to tell you how to survive if the world floods. So, this is like the first time of him driving me home. It was during Cinderella, which was our musical my freshman year. He's driving me home, and there's a restaurant called the MC Grill on the way from the high school that we were rehearsing at to my house. And we were passing by, and I looked out the window, and this event spirals into so much more. But I'm looking out the window, and I see this family, and I don't know what they were doing. It was like mid-spring, so I guess this makes sense. But they were unbuckling a life vest off their son, and I don't know why, but I just had the sudden instinct to yell at them. No idea what I was gonna say. I just figured I'd let whatever comes out of my mouth come out of my mouth. And I look out the window, and I just yell at them. I'm like, "If the world floods, your kid's gonna be screwed." And I just see this dad look at me in like pure rage. and this mom like covers her son, like, you know what they do on TV when like they don't want their kids hearing or seeing something bad, so they cover their eyes and ears even though the kid can still hear. She just covers his eyes so he doesn't see me. And we drive away and we get to a red light. Josh is like, crap, crap, crap. And I turn around, and of course the dad's not following us because who would chase a car? Anyway, sitting at a red light, we keep driving, and I'm like, okay, that was pretty fun. That's the last time I'm going to see that family. I was wrong. We have two really big grocery stores in Marine City. We have Food Depot and we have VG's. VG's is basically where everybody goes. It's like a Walmart compared to a normal supermarket. But I was at Food Depot because I tend to get my cooking ingredients. I like to cook, fun fact about me. But I usually get all my like beef and stuff from Food Depot. So I'm checking out. I have all my cooking stuff. Checking out, and all of a sudden I hear from behind me a very grown male voice go, "Wait a second, I know you," and I freeze. And the chick checking me out, bless her heart, she's like, "I think that man knows you." And I turn around and I recognize him instantly. And I just freeze, and I'm just standing there, and I look directly at the chick checking me out, and I'm like, "You need to hurry up. You need to go faster." And I'm gonna try to imitate footsteps as much as I can. I hear footsteps go from and like he's like sprinting across this very, very small store, and she checks me out. I put my card into the card reader, and I'm like, if this thing gets declined, I'm ditching all my ingredients and sprinting out to my car, and it gets approved, thankfully. I grab all my stuff. I run outside. This dude follows me outside. I get into my mom's car, and I'm like, "Mom, I don't care if you hit this guy. You need to drive." So we drive away as this guy is swearing in the parking lot of Food Depot. And my mom looks at me. She's like, "Do I even want to know what you did to get him angry?" And for whatever reason, I decide to pull the innocent child card. And I'm like, "I didn't do anything, mother. I didn't yell at him or all." And my mom's driving away, and it was a nightmare. I was like, I dreamt about that guy in my sleep. I was like, that could have gone really south. I'm like, I could have died in a Food Depot. And my last words would have been, "You need to check me out faster." Which honestly would have been a last great set of last words, because somebody could interpret it as a girl was actually checking me out, and that would have been pretty epic. So, it's about 8 minutes into my recording. I'm probably going to regret recording this when I post it. But honestly, on a deeper note, I've been wanting to do this podcast for a while. I posted an episode a while back, but it got taken down, and Spotify sounded really sad about taking it down. But it's back now, and I really, really hope this does well. And if it does, I'll see you guys in the next episode. But until then, have a wonderful night, and I hope you learned something today.